What's up, hackers? Welcome back to another episode of Hack Crypto, where we hack all of our crypto education. If you guys are brand new here, be sure to be subscribed with notifications on for every fire video. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be going over the institutions. The institutions are here. And what that means is the biggest firms on Wall Street across the world are now buying crypto. Now, there's a lot of different cryptocurrencies out there, of course, as you know, if you've watched the channel. On this video, I'm going to be talking about Sol Global. This is a private equity firm based out of Toronto, and they are buying up Solana like it's nobody's business. So often people are referring to MicroStrategy when they're talking about corporations buying up Bitcoin, offering convertible notes for their equity at 0%, literally vacuuming up Bitcoin, putting it on their balance sheet. Now, Microsoft is also rumored to be buying up Bitcoin as well. A lot of big companies are buying up crypto as a whole. The first question is, why is this important? The key thing to understand here is in any market, you need a lot of different diverse players. In any game, in any market, you just need that. You need people that are big with big budgets, and you need people that are small, like retail with small budgets. That is just how markets work and how they have always worked. And one of my favorite parts about what Sol Global is doing is they are effectively going after Solana, pulling it onto their balance sheet because they believe in the future of DeFi and the decentralization. All of the things that Solana brings to the table in terms of innovation and all of the things that they've done are pretty remarkable. I've been following it for many years now, and just seeing large institutions like Sol Global get involved is very exciting. And if you are in the space, you should be excited as well, because whenever large players come in, it is not only validating to the entire market, but it's also validating to each one of these ecosystems. Back in March, when I went to GDC in San Francisco, I went to the Solana coffee house. I got to hang out for a couple of hours. I charged up my laptop, charged up my phone. It was such a cool experience being in there. It was in downtown San Francisco, right next to the Moscone Center where GDC was happening. And I got to hang out with a lot of the developers. They were doing presentations of some of the hottest dApps that have been developed on Solana, some games and things like that. And it was a really great experience. And I got to see just the vibe. I also went to the SUI Summit and got to hang out with developers there and see some of the presentations there. And you get to do a quick vibe check when you go to these IRL events. And Solana was by far and away, next to SUI, I believe, one of the most vibrant communities out there. There was all sorts of hype. Everybody was coming up and talking to each other. It was a fantastic environment. And that is an indication that it is the future. And when you have companies like Sol Global coming in where they have, let's say, a portfolio of diversified companies behind them that they've been investing in and buying and helping with growth capital, what you have is a thing on the balance sheet that it could effectively supercharge the entire entity itself. What if in the future, let's say, they're able to acquire businesses for Solana? I think that is a realistic possibility, especially in the Web3 space, where people are currently going through M&A processes, and you have all of these different people that are willing to sell for crypto. And I think that this is just going to become more common. So you have a couple different big values here. You have the value of just holding it on the balance sheet, all of this Solana, tens of thousands of tokens. And then you have the ability to potentially use it in the future to do acquisitions and roll those up into your portfolio. And also you have the attention of the Web3 community. You have the respect of the Web3 community. This is something that a lot of companies are trying to figure out and trying to learn. Now, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, a lot of companies have followed MicroStrategy's lead, where they have started to put this on their balance sheet and buy it up like a vacuum every single day. Solana, I have not heard of many corporations that have started to put this on their balance sheet, let alone a publicly traded company based in Canada like Sol Global. So I'm really excited to see this type of news come out, and it's gonna be a common occurrence, I'm telling you guys. Having been through all the cycles since 2013, I have seen every narrative come out, and every single cycle, people say, the institutions are here, look. I remember Overstock.com came in and said they would accept Bitcoin, and people started saying the institutions are now here. That was such a long time ago. I think that was 2014. And the idea that it's happened every single cycle and people have said it, it was always sort of disengaging. People were always kind of confused by it, and they were like, okay, well, I don't see them here. It's not showing on chain. Well, I can tell you now that they are here. This is a fundamental verified fact because you can see it all on chain. You can see these announcements coming out, but I can confidently say after all of the previous cycles, the institutions have arrived. And Sol Global is a prime example of a great company that is putting this on their balance sheet, putting Solana on their balance sheet because they believe in the future. They believe that this technology is going to transform how businesses operate and how businesses engage with technology. And I think that this is such a great step in decentralization because they want to be involved and they have so many things that they can do after they put it on their balance sheet. So I want to go through what they've actually done. So step one, Sol Global announced their strategy. This was really focused on Solana, obviously, as I mentioned, but it is focused on staking as well. They are buying Solana and staking it so that they can get that yield and that return. So that was announced this month in December. And then they just came out really quickly and said, all right, we're buying $2 million worth of Solana. And then boom, a couple of days later, they said, all right, we're buying 1.5 million of Solana. So their total holdings are now 17,028 Solana. And this last purchase was for 4,372 Solana tokens. As a publicly traded company, people love this type of activity. This is a forward-thinking company that is going for it. And you have to respect it. When somebody is a public company, they are rolling out news and press releases. And when this happens, an expansion into a new asset class like Solana, people love it. People just want to be part of it because they believe in the vision of the company. They believe what the move is. And even if they believe in the technology itself, they're going to back companies like Sol Global. So it's cool to see 17,000 tokens put on the balance sheet of a legitimate publicly traded institution. And I'm excited to see more of these announcements. They are coming out rapidly. This has been only this month that they've literally started rolling these out. So you had the initial announcement saying, we are going to buy Solana and stake it and lock it up, and we are going to earn some yield off of this. And then you had the purchase of 2 million. Then you had the follow-on purchase of 1.5 million. And now they're already up to over 17,000 tokens. I'm super bullish on looking at this because I love the idea that they're setting an example. You have to think about all the other institutions that are watching this and saying, whoa, they've expanded into Solana. Let's sit back and kind of watch how these returns work. And when they keep seeing purchases happen like this at a rapid clip, they follow on. People are like, okay, well, we can't really sit on the sidelines for too long here because people like Sol Global are jumping in and buying up these assets left and right, and it's going to run the price. So I really enjoy watching this sort of FOMO that happens. And MicroStrategy has really paved the way in the US for a lot of companies that are now putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And it's only a matter of time before they move to Solana, Ethereum, Sui, and a lot of these other ones to try and put them on their balance sheet so they're able to maintain that cutting edge tech piece. I'm going to be linking all of these announcements below. As a publicly traded company, there is a disclaimer because this is technically a sponsored review. All the links will be in the description below. I hope you guys like this. It's really cool to be working with a publicly traded company on an announcement like this because I'm imagining there's going to be a lot more. And I feel like it's helping the ecosystem when we're sharing news about all these different large organizations, publicly traded companies putting crypto on their balance sheet. It feels like we need to welcome every individual and every corporation into this. So that is it for this episode. Slap a like on this video if you want to see more organizations get into this space and you want to see me cover them, and be sure to be subscribed with notifications on, and I will see you here on the next episode of Hack Crypto.